This is the limestone lowdown. Hear the sound when you lie to the issues all around. From every corner, let's make it clear. The change we need is starting here.
Hi everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Limestone Lowdown.
Hey.
Today we're going to cover the February 10th City Council meeting. So what looked to be a very simple, dry City Council meeting turned into anything but. It seems to be always that way.
You cracked me up with that.
What?
Well, you're like, what started out, it's never going to be a dull moment when you and I are there. And
Is that what it is?
Well, the mayor dreads to see us coming.
Well, I think a lot of people dread to see us now.
I'm right there with you.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Do what's right and you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah,
you don't have to
was-
remember anything either.
Right, yeah.
Like the mayor
Like the
found out.
mayor there. So we only had one public hearing, and then we had 13 items or something like that. Wasn't a whole lot. One thing I noticed about this public hearing, it was relating to a proposed ordinance to zone 3/4 of an acre of property located approximately 900 feet northwest of the western terminus of Hatchie Lane. It's not even about that. It's about when the city planner got up there and shows it. And I don't know this to be certain, but since we've already harped on them so much, like, please give us more information. They are acting like this is the first time they've seen this map too. Have you ever noticed that? Like, I noticed that yesterday. It's like they're voting on all of the changes within our city. And it's like they act like this is their first time seeing it too.
Well, it probably was because they do the first part is the, what's it called? The consent calendar. They go over the consent calendar, and then you know how they come back and read the same things again?
Yeah.
So that's their read ahead.
No, what I'm saying is like prior to yesterday.
But what I'm saying
Monday,
is that's really bad that they're seeing it for the first time, and then less than 30 minutes later they're voting on it.
That's my point. Is like
So-
they're acting like this is like today was the first time that
Well,
they've
I
seen
believe
it.
it is.
So I don't know. We don't know that to be true, but it's just like, the way that they do this and the way they keep everything hush hush.
Structurally, we feel like it could be done a different way, a
Well, it
better
should
way.
be done a different way. It should almost be like
You couldn't
proposed.
Yeah, proposed one
Well,
week
then
and
the
voted
city,
on the next.
and then like even put out there for the city. Like, I feel like if you're going to have a communications person, they need, because the way that we are in the 21st century now, like they should have their communications person that's handling their Facebook saying, hey, these are our agenda items that we're proposing. This is what this affects. This is what these agenda items are. Not even like, I think that the agenda needs to be posted more detailed, but everyone's on social media.
She's busy doing something else,
Well,
Amanda.
you're right.
I mean, come on.
I'm just saying, if I was mayor for a minute, I would.
Don't be stealing my stuff. That's just a little inside baseball for what's coming.
I would have all information out there on social media like that, because there's one of a councilman in a few cities over from us, and I'm friends with her. She was one of the ones that was on Fox News when the Haitian migrants came in, and her Facebook is so transparent. She puts agenda items on there, what it's about. Hey, this is what's getting voted on at the next council meeting. We don't have any of that. Well, 3 of our councilmen are over 80, so they're probably not even active on Facebook.
Technology deficient, maybe. I don't know.
And then our other 2 are the 2 that were supposedly going to run for mayor or whatever else. So they want to keep everything to where they have the control
You
and
mean
the
the
power.
potential crook and the empty pantsuit?
Oh my
We got a
gosh.
lot of winners.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, so as we get into our meeting and our topics, let's see, we start out with the ordinance further amending a contract regarding the sale of the real property in the North Elm Industrial Park. That was with the Limestone County Economic Development Association and Shane Black.
Yes.
So,
Apparently, the whoever's buying it was a little worried that the ground might be contaminated, so they wanted a little bit longer to check it out. Or it came back with faint traces of something, so they wanted a little bit longer, so they extended that till July.
yeah.
So nobody seemed concerned about it.
Well, I talked to Shane Black because it was like, why are our city attorneys involved in it? And then I know we have our Limestone County Economic Development Group, and I'm not, since we've only been going to these meetings for a few months, I'm still trying to figure out how everybody is aligned together. Like, why is somebody within the city not over this? So supposedly, per Shane Black, and the way that I understood it,
Okay.
was that when somebody wants to acquire land or a piece of property in Athens, they go to the Limestone County Economic Development Association. But the city doesn't pay them.
That's weird.
It was
So why then would the former grocery store where the recycling center is now, why would that be owned by the county and not the city if the industrial park is owned by the city and not the county? Because it's within the city limits of Athens.
Yeah, but the county owns it. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. How does that
I couldn't
work?
make any sense. Like, when I was talking to Shane Black, he was telling me that it's a very odd piece of property. It's almost shaped like a teardrop, and they're wanting it for an industrial purpose, and that was all well and good, fine, whatever. But I just, because on these agenda items, they put basically who
Nothing.
your POC is that's on here, and like what your title is, and it's a person from the Economic Development Association, but the city doesn't pay them. It's very odd. It's like that's who, if they want to buy land in Athens, they call them, and then I guess they work with Shane on selling it. Anyways, I just
Kind of
found
sounds like Athens Main Street, but for industry.
I know it's
How
very,
that works is
yeah.
odd. Like, they're giving them money, but then there's the city of Athens still in charge of it. So why the city of Athens not just doing it itself and putting it to them? Yeah, a lot of questions.
It doesn't make any sense. But here nor there, that was what we started out with. Did some travel things, travel expenses. Then there was the resolution concerning the community safe room on 9th Avenue.
Yes.
Yes. You want to talk about that?
I don't really remember that much. I'm just kidding. So they wanted to do it with, it was Spark, wasn't it?
James Cowart Elementary. Yeah.
Yep. So they wanted our elementary school in our backyard. They wanted to do it in conjunction with the elementary school. But apparently, if you do something like that, there's so many more rules and regulations, sprinklers, lights, etc. I guess controlled by the federal government, is my understanding. So the cost became way too much, so they decided they could do it somewhere else and save money. And then it's a partnership with another one of those partnerships with the county. At this point, I don't know if I would trust. I don't know which one I don't trust less or more, the city or the county, because they don't seem to. They work together on a lot of stuff, but they don't seem to be much trust between the two. I don't know
our county
who is.
commissioners who run it all. I mean, the cities within the county. I think the county could honestly be more dangerous, but I don't know enough about it.
But anyway, so they entered into a partnership with them to get a grant and lease it for so long, and all that good stuff.
And now they're moving it to 9th Avenue.
Correct.
And I remember Holly.
It was dependent on a grant. Maybe
That
she
was
can.
it. Yeah,
maybe
she was
she can
waiting.
stop her other duties and write a grant for that.
So some more. Let's see. So then we get into some of the interesting stuff. Resolution to accept the hourly rate from Taylor Electric for the 2025 transmission and distribution of improvements. And the hourly rates, that was for the general manager of the utilities.
That's Mr. Davis, right? He got up and spoke. Would you like to tell him what your?
ahead.
No, you're the one that you wanted to talk about. Kind of, he had a little attitude about when he got up there and spoke about having to rebid the stuff.
Well, yeah, because the last city council meeting, we talked about the Premier Power, that they were here from Jacksonville, and he got up and spoke asking why the city did not choose their bid. It was $427,000 cheaper than the next lowest bid, and the city went with the second lowest, Taylor Electric. And when he tried to reach out to get information, because they sought his company out to do this bid, and he said he took 2 weeks of his time, and then they were still the lowest, and then they didn't get it, and he tried reaching out. Nobody would return his phone calls, and the mayor assured him that he would look into it. And yeah, the utilities manager or director, I guess his name's Blair Davis, he got up and said, well, since the lowest company protested, we're going to have to recompete it. So it's going to take some more time.
Well, no, then he went into the something about the bid process and something taking longer, but it had nothing to do with that. And it was just like, come on now, you guys got called out for potentially spending $400. You picked not the lowest bidder, which, if it had been a little bit closer, it'd be like, okay, you picked a more experienced company that you pay a little bit more. That's fine, because it's not always great to pick the lowest bidder. But when you're talking about $420,000, we kind of need a little bit more information about why did you not pick the lowest bidder, or why did you not use that bid to bridge a gap between the two.
Something, yeah.
But there was none of that. There was no anger on the part of, or concern whatsoever for any of the city council or the mayor, other than him squirming when the Premier Power was talking, because they were kind of getting called out because, it's like, you won't even return our phone calls. What happened?
Right.
You wasted our time for what?
Right, for you to not choose us.
So they're going to rebid that out, so we'll see. But Amanda, you talked to him, and can you tell us what he said, what he's concerned about now?
Yeah, he just said that, I don't know if he's going to try to compete for it again or not, but all he said was, well, now they have all of his bid information, so he's like, for sure not going to win this next time around, because not only does the city have it, but I'm sure they're going to share it with like the competitors.
And then it'll also make them look bad,
Mm-hmm.
Make them look real bad if that happened. But
yeah. So then another one was a resolution to allow the city engineer to award Braley Boulevard roadway extension to the lowest bidder. Of course, Grayson Carter and Son. That was like $1.3 million.
I know, that's a lot.
I know.
But that caused us to question, okay, so what is this bid process?
Right.
And didn't you not get up there and ask him about that? And the mayor...
I did.
Mayor had a hard time with that one.
Yeah, he, so I got up and spoke on the agenda items, so they do an open discussion question, where you can talk about agenda items only, and I ask about the bid process and how that works, and are the bids public information? What did the mayor actually do about this issue with Premier Power? Because he promised the guy with Premier Power that he would look into it, and the mayor really gave no answer, did he? He just kept saying it's up for recompete. They're going to rebid it. There was really no reason, no rhyme or reason. When I asked about the bid process, he kind of stammered through that, and then he did not like that I asked if they were public information.
Well, of course not, because he likes to... I guess he's going to seek another attorney general opinion on that, because that seems to be their MO now. Oh, we need an attorney general opinion on that to avoid giving the public information that they're entitled to. Mm-hmm. So we'll see on that one too.
Yeah. So he did not like that. He wasn't really nice to me.
He got a little testy.
He did. Let's see. Resolution to approve the purchase and installation of network drops. That was for IT. Resolution to
That's for that new $1 million building on Green Street.
Oh, yeah. And then we get to the very last one, which, is not, it's the most interesting. Ordinance establishing the yearly salary of the mayor and council members.
So 5 years ago, he's like, no, I don't need any more money. Don't give me a raise. And this time I heard no protest whatsoever.
Well, he started out, he prefaced it by saying that every election year, 6 months prior to, they have to decide on salary or salary adjustments for the mayor and council. And so in August of 2025, there are elections for the mayor, and all 5 council positions are up for election. So he acted as though this was something that was very common, very normal, that other cities are doing this as well. I wasn't living here in the 2020 election to know that he didn't take it. But what I found very interesting was he went on to brag about the city council and that Athens and Florence are the only two cities within the entire state of Alabama that manages the entire city budget and is the utility board for the utilities department. And that was something that we have suggested that needs to be its own entity, that the city council has no business making decisions for the utilities.
Absolutely not.
So,
And the crazy thing is, it's a significant raise, whoever the next mayor may be.
yeah, well, unless it's Mayor Morris, because I've heard he's running.
$75,000
So
to
he's
$90,000.
Right, yeah, so he currently makes $70,000, and I guess that's what he's made for the last 5 years. Hasn't gotten a raise since then, so that was the way I don't know, he didn't say that he made the decision, but I guess the council had approved it, but essentially he's getting a 20% pay raise.
I mean, he's almost making as much as his age now.
Gosh, I hope that this incentivizes someone the ability to be able to run for mayor, because 75,000 and the way that this economy is, especially like if you were to have a stay-at-home wife or kids or something like that, it's hard to live on a salary of that. And
Well,
so
you got to think about all the extra perks, though.
well, it's more geared towards, like, the way that it's been geared towards, it's been for, someone that's retired, someone that's got other incomes to supplement the difference. And so
That's why we even question, should this even be a full-time position? Like, he gets a $18,000 basically slush fund
discretionary
with very
spending.
little oversight and a brand new city vehicle to drive around in.
And it's a Tahoe. Like,
And
we're not talking
the
like
city of Athens is not that big. So, but crazy, that goes back into something that happened earlier when he was off hours driving a city vehicle, and somebody ran into him, and he said, I'm always on duty. The city of Athens business is my business.
No, he was at a state.
So the city of
Yeah,
the city council passed an ordinance saying that he was on duty 24/7 after that to cover for him, because technically speaking, he should not have been using a city vehicle after hours outside of
the
Athens.
city.
Correct.
I don't think after hours was the issue. It was outside of the city.
You get what I'm
limits was
saying.
the issue. So it was not here. It wasn't even in Huntsville, Decatur. He was literally in Mississippi, like on a personal trip. I think his wife and grandson and son were in the car, and someone rear-ended him. So it started bringing into question what he was doing out of state. And then that's when the city approved that basically he's on call 24/7. And, like Jared mentioned, Athens is not that big. I mean, he's out, shaking hands, kissing babies at ribbon cuttings. But it's like, what is it that he actually does?
I guess I'm of the old notion that this is public service, that you have to sacrifice. You used to have to sacrifice to serve the public, not it's service from the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that may be an old, out-of-date notion, but that's just what I believe. When you sign up for something like this, you are doing it to serve the public. Not saying he's getting rich or anything, but you should not be anyway enriched with your service.
Well, and then prior to being the mayor, he was a council member. And so he has, it's almost like
he hasn't had a, quote, real job in a hot minute.
I just mean more the perception that he's a career politician.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So
the longer you are out of doing basically, yes, that's what I'm getting at. The longer you're a politician, that's why there should be term limits on everything, and I say it should be legit service to the public. It should be. Yeah, let's get back to that.
He's been mayor for 15 years, and then he was a councilman for however long before that. So at least 20 years he's been a politician here in the city. And so to go from 75,000 to get a 20% pay raise, it's like, for what?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you have like a brand new Tahoe that you're riding around in, and you can go anywhere and everywhere with it. Nobody cares. Nobody bats an eye. And then the irony in that is the councilmen, they're only getting $100 a month pay raise. So they're going from $1,300 to $1,400. So they're not even getting a 10% pay raise. And they honestly, I mean, they have more power than the mayor position does. They're the ones that are making the decisions.
That's what, according to him, when he don't want to.
Well, no, I mean, if you look online and it says their job duties, they're the ones that oversee. I mean, the mayor's like the face of the city, and he picks what, like the chief of police or something. But the actual duties, they fall on the council.
I remember he's choosing that, hired out that $18,000 to get the new public works manager. Remember, he's in charge of that.
Yeah, he doesn't pick any. Well, I mean, that's not his lane anyway. Is to pick those positions.
Well, it shouldn't be because it should be its own entity. But we digress. So let's get to public comments. That's where the real feistiness got. Because of course you'd already talked about where you got up there and talked about the agenda items. And
well, it was relatively boring. We only had 3 people to get up and speak. No, 4. Was it 4? Did someone get up after you? Or was that it? Okay, so it was just Susanna, me, and you?
Correct.
Okay.
Out of the public.
So Susanna, she got up. She is she's a healthcare worker. She does in-home therapy. And she has a lot of elderly patients, a lot of lower income patients that are over by Strain Road, which I'm sure that y'all are familiar with us talking about that now, Strain Road and the issues that are going over there. So she got up on behalf of them and asked the mayor that, she recognized that there was talk back in September about stuff not going on in that there was going to be a meeting in January with the ADEM with the state, and was just asking for an update since it's February now. And the mayor, what did he say? He said there was a meeting the next day. Yeah.
Which is today, but we don't know. Haven't heard anything about that. Imagine that.
Well,
complete silence.
Where do you want to hear from it at?
But it was crazy that he was very nice to her.
That, he left the public the live stream of the YouTube on.
And can you guys guess when he turned it off? When Amanda starts walking to the podium, that's when it goes off. And of course, I called him out about that. I asked about the Facebook comments still being turned off. I asked him about the live stream being cut off during public comments. And of course, but this time, all the city councilors said they agree with it. It's like, oh, imagine that. Especially our buddy Chris Seibert. And I wish I would have been quick enough to say that, of course you agree with it because, you're the main topic of it most of the time. And then I went into asking about the Attorney General opinion, which I feel like they've asked, it's been months and months and months that they requested the Attorney General opinion to kind of get away from giving us house inspection reports, which we really don't believe exist.
Have we talked about that?
I don't know if we have or not.
Well, if you want to take just a couple minutes and explain a little bit of what's going on with
that. Of course, our favorite counselor has 80 houses, and we believe that none of them have ever been inspected, because if you just look at them, it's like, how could this pass any kind of inspection? I mean, the roofs are bad, no insulation, the windows are original from the 40s and 50s, broken out, replaced with towels, there's rot everywhere, they're falling off the foundation. So we just feel like there should be some kind of inspections, and the mayor just will not do anything with any kind of inspections. Won't release them. But the funny thing is, on the Freedom of Information request form for the very city of Athens, it says at the very bottom, it's a $75 fee for house reports.
For inspection reports.
So why is that on there if you don't give them?
It even says on the state of Alabama that those are public record, that it's public information.
So this as the mayor wants to remind me every time, the city council requested that he reach out via the city attorney to the attorney general and ask for an opinion on that. So it's like, why?
And just to explain to you what the attorney general opinion is, those are certain things across the state that allows information to be withheld. So, like if there were underage kids involved or something like that, there's hundreds of them. You can go to Alabama Attorney General opinion. You can Google those and it'll bring up a whole list of information that is withheld for certain instances, and it explains as to why. But in the process of this, where we've kind of delved into it and gotten more information, Jared came across that this city of Athens actually tried to get an Alabama Attorney General opinion, some 10 or 12 years ago?
2012.
To not provide, what was it?
Accident reports.
Accident reports, yeah.
And basically, the Attorney General said, yes, you have to provide those accident reports, but you can should redact the people's name and home address. Mm-hmm. But everything else is
even
public
your
knowledge.
Birth date is public knowledge. So they've tried to go this route before and it didn't work. It's almost like it's just trying to kick the can down the road. And I don't know if it's because Jared and I, we both don't even think that these inspection reports exist. And mind you, inspection reports are supposed to be done when homeowners, when a home, and I don't mean an inspection report when you buy a home. It's like a city inspection that when there are change of owners, it's something that the city is supposed to do.
Well, more specifically, when you have tenants, like you're renting your house out, it has to be up to a certain level.
Because you're running a business.
Exactly. But but if you don't have business license, why would you have?
Right, so they don't even, they've shot themselves in the foot because they didn't make them have business licenses. So it's kind of like these houses don't even exist in the city.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, we have our theories on that.
So we're just waiting. We're kind of like, I guess we're kind of like the Cheshire Cats. We're just waiting because we know how it's going to end. It's like we said before,
how we hope it ends.
It's like what we know versus what we can prove, and they're getting very close to being at an intersection with each other. So it should be very interesting in the future.
And so as we'll get to wrapping up, I'll keep this really short. Then I got up and spoke, and I asked something. So the last city council meeting, they did something for changing the sale of having liquor stores. So there was, as the mayor uses, a very conservative approach that liquor stores had to face main roads like Highway 72, 65, or 31, something like that. But now they've approved it that it doesn't have to be off of a main road. So that was what was passed, and I had emailed the mayor about that 2 weeks ago before the last council meeting because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go or not. And he got back and said that they were really conservative and that they were just going to change that. And my response to him was, obviously his email response was more detailed, but just to sum it up, my response to him was, okay, well, in the last few months since I've been attending city council meetings, they do an ordinance to change something like that. And then the next council meeting, they'll have something for a business that it is applicable to. So I just asked him who approached him about wanting to open up this liquor store in this particular location, because back in the fall of 24, there was a guy that wanted to open a liquor store in the Publix shopping center on 72 off Lindsay Lane. And the council didn't agree to it because it was outside of the 1,000 feet from being a church. And, they weren't going to change the ordinances to be less than 1,000 feet. That was the council meeting that Councilman Wells was like, but you are going to put Terra Nova's literally right next door to a church. And, their difference is it's not a liquor store. It just serves the alcohol. So anyway, so now you can throw a rock from where that one guy wanted to put the liquor store to where this new, quote, strip mall development is going to be. And the mayor, when I was just telling him this, he's like, Amanda, I'm not going to debate you. This is the council's meeting and you need to address the council. And I was like, no, Mayor, I want to ask you, you've said that there was a business developer that approached you about this. And you told him that there wasn't an ordinance that allowed that. And he scoffed at me and said, I don't know where you heard that, but I never said it. And this is where it got him. He's like, and I said, no, Mayor, you did say it. You're quoted in the Decatur Daily as saying that a business developer approached you and you told them that there wasn't an ordinance for it. And that was regarding you changing the ordinance to allow it. And I said, so Mayor, my question is, who approached you? And he looked me dead in the face and said, I'm not going to tell you that information.
Of course not.
Right. So it's almost like he can't even keep up with all the lies that he tells.
Look at that.
He thinks everything, when he talks to people, he thinks it just sounds good. And I think people are
catching on.
Right. And whether people, because we had a low turnout this particular meeting, but I don't think that even matters, because on our Facebook group, we're getting hundreds of views. We're getting lots of interaction. We get text messages and feedback from people all the time. So I think we're still making a difference, and we're making an impact here. Hopefully a good one. Probably not a good impact for the people that it negatively
I feel like he is the gauge, the tester he gets. Us asking questions, the better we're doing, the better the public is, everything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all right. Well, that concludes our February 10th, 2025 City Council meeting. So until next time, guys.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Limestone Lowdown, where we break down the issues, keep you informed, and give you facts straight from the source. Remember, your voice matters. Your vote counts, and your community thrives when we stay engaged. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay involved. Until next time, keep questioning, keep advocating, and keep shaping the future of the Limestone area. We'll see you on the next Limestone Lowdown.